Protests against Jallikat ban has entered day 4. The DMK has announced a statewide agitation against the ban, asking the centre to promulgate the ordinance. The protesters continue to camp on Chennai Marina Beach. Many film stars have also joined the protest. Music director A.R. Rahman will be observing fast today in support of Tamil Nadu's spirit. Schools, colleges and movie halls will remain shut in Chennai. Bus services in and out of Chennai are expected to be suspended. Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu government has decided to introduce an ordinance to bypass the Supreme Court imposed ban on Jallikat and treat it as a traditional sport which is a state subject. The Chief Minister has appealed to the people to end their protest. Not that a solution has been reached. He said that this government has sent a draft ordinance to the centre which has to be signed by President Pranab Mukherjee.
The government and the state government are talking to each other, and they are mulling over several options, and they will try and find out a way so that cultural rights can be saved also. The Prevention of Cruelty Act is also taken into account, and some kind of a way is found, so that will take a day or two.
It is the Congress and DMK alliance during UPA regime brought this crisis. The Jallikattu ban is a gift by Congress to Tamil Nadu because Jairam Ramesh during his tenure added that bull into the cruel animal list. Now it has to be deleted. There are certain complications. Now the protest may yield, may not yield results, but today Tamil Nadu is facing major crisis.
Now, our correspondent Nishita, who is also camping with the protesters at the iconic Marina Beach in Chennai, has sent us this report. Take a look.
Well, thousands continue to gather on Chennai's Marina Beach despite no conclusive result really from the meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well as Chief Minister O. Pannirselvam. All that the Prime Minister has said that while he does sympathize with the sentiments of the people of Tamil Nadu, the matter is sub judice and the government will not really be progressing with any ordinance. However, despite that, thousands continue to gather here. More and more students, more and more youngsters from different parts of Tamil Nadu are coming in here and joining the protest and expressing solidarity with the cause of Jallikattu. I have a few youngsters here with me. I have Vishal here with me who's been coming for the past 2 days. Vishal, tell me, now that there is no conclusion emerging out of the meeting between the Chief Minister and the Prime Minister has said the matter is sub judice. What is your next step of action?
First of all, vanakkam. Tamil pasanga irukanga inga. Na molla Tamil la pesirukken. Now I am talking in English. We are deeply disappointed by the PM's statement that he can't do anything, which is we don't know about the law and order presiding over the state. We don't know the exact law and procedure, but we are here. The youngsters here are deeply disappointed about the PM statement, and we are not satisfied with the CM and as well as the PM of the state and the country.
But don't you feel that since the matter is sub judice, as the Prime Minister said, you should leave it to the courts to decide, Vishnu?
No, it's not a government order because all the peoples are coming from the native, their culture, so they need. So the Supreme Court should not order us to ban this. We need it.
One more thing that we noticed here is that all the students are protesting against PETA. Now, PETA is just an animal welfare board. It's just part of, the head of PETA is part of the animal welfare board. It's just an animal welfare organization. So why is the anger being directed at the organization? Because the Supreme Court gave the ruling.
Yeah, if it is an animal organization, why they are particularly targeting about the Jallikat? You can go to Rajasthan where camel is used. You can go to Kerala where elephant is used. You can go to any state in a country where still the recently in Karnataka or Andhra they fought hen fight or cock fight, what they say, and why particularly targeting the Tamilian, why particularly banning the Jallikat. So we are totally against the PETA and their motives. So their agenda towards the Jallikat and the point perspective they are viewing the Jallikat is totally absurd, and we are strongly opposing it. And indeed we need to ban PETA because based on the views we watch in the mass medias like Facebooks and WhatsApp, it's not an animal prevention, it is an animal destroying organization which is prevailing here. So we are completely against PETA.
Well, that seems to be the popular sentiment here on Marina Beach, not just in Marina Beach. Protests have erupted in different parts of Madurai, in Puducherry, in Tiruchirappalli, in Coimbatore as well. Students in large numbers, youngsters coming out to express their solidarity with the tradition of Jallikattu. In Chennai with video journalist Padmanabh Rao, Nishchita for WION.
We have a correspondent, Nishchita, joining us live from Marina Beach. Nishchita, what more can you tell us? This is the 4th day of the protests, and people have been waiting to lift for the government to lift the ban. What are you hearing?
Well, it seems like as far as the situation on Marina Beach is concerned, it is very similar to how it has been for the past 3 days, irrespective of the development that took place yesterday with the Prime Minister not really intervening and the Chief Minister making a stronger statement in an attempt to salvage some pride of the AIADMK. Went on to say that an emergency law will be passed. Today he said that an ordinance will be passed. The spirit of the youngsters who are gathering at Marina Beach is the same. They are disappointed with what the Prime Minister said, but they're definitely not disheartened. Even as we speak, there are hundreds of them and thousands of them, in fact, heading towards the Marina Beach. The multiple developments have been taking place since this morning. Let's not forget that while in the last 3 days, most of the political parties have not really directly tried to have a say or have a part in this entire agitation. It has been a largely apolitical agitation. These students have been informed about the gathering through social media. They do not belong to any particular college or group or any association as such. They are, as individuals, they have come to be part of this agitation. But today we are seeing a stronger step being taken by the DMK. It seems like it is trying to leverage on this massive Jallikattu wave that is riding the state of Tamil Nadu. So you have leaders like Stalin, Kanimori really partaking in the protests. DMK has announced Rail Roko, and several of the DMK leaders and members did take to the streets, did attempt to stop trains. Many of them have been detained, organized by the DMK as well as the people who are gathering on Marina Beach. Also, another important development that took place is, of course, Paneerselvam coming out and stating that an ordinance will be passed by the state. What really is the option for the state to pass the ordinance? Well, when it comes to wildlife as well as sporting activities, the legislative powers really essentially delineates between the centre as well as the state. So the state can incorporate a few rules and regulations on how the animals should not be tortured, how the animals need to be taken care of, all the prodding techniques, all the enraging techniques, the angering techniques towards the calm animal that the bull is should not be used. And if these rules and regulations are in place, its implementation is taken care of, then the state government, under the tenets of the Indian Constitution, can really go ahead and pass an ordinance, thereby allowing Jallikattu. But in response, you have the opposition again, whether it is the DMK or the Congress, questioning why the step was not taken by the AIADMK in 2014 itself, when Jallikattu was banned. Now, let's also not forget here that when it comes to Supreme Court bans, when it comes to a strong stand taken by the Supreme Court, such as in this case in 2014, imposing a ban on Jallikattu, a government, whether it is the state or the centre, taking a way around it and really going ahead and passing an ordinance is pretty much setting the wrong precedents for the people. We have discussed this time and again as to whether such progressive laws which look at animal cruelty in the most heinous way should be really weighed against popular public opinion. As we have seen, that has not really worked for India in the past. But also, these are politically extremely sticky issues. We know the AIADMK is struggling with a power vacuum right at the top. We know that Jayalalitha had no second rung of leaders, and her demise has left the AIADMK pretty much scattering, trying to get the popular public support, which they seem to be lacking, at least in the Jallikattu issue. Yesterday, as I was tracking all the developments on Marina Beach, several supporters were holding up posters saying that O. Paneerselvam is missing, he's not really around, he's not really the voice of the people of Tamil Nadu, and that is the reason why it seems like the AIADMK is taking the step of passing the ordinance, or at least attempting to do so. A draft ordinance will be prepared in the next few days, is what is being stated now.
Right, Nishidan, as you rightly mentioned, there's obviously been a complete political, power play in the state, but also another crucial point, the city and various parts of Tamil Nadu have been shut down, rightfully. I mean, there have been schools and colleges and also movie halls, specifically, as you mentioned, have been shut down. So what is the situation, as if we talk about the law and order in the state, because these are massive protests, and remember, this is the 4th day of the protest. So how has that been taken care of?
Well, the entire city is witnessing a shutdown. None of the commercial establishments are open till 6 p.m. There is also, apart from the fact that it is something that the entire state of Tamil Nadu feels very strongly about, many of these commercial establishments feel that if they do manage to keep it open, if they do defy the order, this Bandh call, and if they do keep their establishments open, then they could be attacked by the protesters. So far, the youngsters who have been taking to the streets, the apolitical group, as I would like to put them, the ones who are largely gathering on Marina Beach or driving around and riding around in their vehicles across the streets of Chennai, have not really indulged in any unruly acts. They're taking precautions not to do so, as that could put their entire agitation in danger, raise several question marks on their agitation itself. Already questions are being raised that they are going against the order of the highest court of the country. All they are saying is they want to exercise their right of freedom of speech. They are not breaking the law in any way. But the same cannot be said about these politically motivated protests that are being organized. Example, by the DMK. You have the DMK organizing Rail Roko, thereby disrupting public life. So you had a major clash between the police as well as several these DMK protesters in different railway stations across Chennai and Tamil Nadu as well, especially in Madurai, and many of them have been detained too. So there seems to be a stark contrast between the way the local residents, whether it is from the city in Chennai or whether it is from the smaller areas of Madurai like Alanganallur and Palamedu and Amarnipuram, these youngsters are really taking to the streets, shouting slogans, holding up placards, banners and protesting. But on the other hand, the politically motivated protests seem to be a lot more unruly than they would have wished for.